morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, the 6th of December. It's morning time. I'm waiting to see if I'm going to work today. So I'm on standby at the moment. But I've been working on this puzzle here. You can see how small the pieces are. They're all oddly shaped, different kinds of shaped pieces, and it helps calm me. It helps me regulate my anxiety. It helps me recognize that I have anxiety still and how quickly I can move into anxiety. So it helps keep me aware and notice at any moment, I can allow myself to start breathing heavy or, instead of just working on this certain piece and where this piece goes, I get overwhelmed and want to hurry up and finish the whole thing or just give up. So it regulates me in several different ways. It really helps with my patience and operating under pressure. That comes from somebody with severe anxiety. So, it just reminds me of the healing process. It's, we're putting back the pieces of the puzzle. The root word for heal is, I believe it's a Proto-Germanic word, Kailaz. I believe it's spelled K-H-A-I-L-A-Z, if I'm correct. It means to make whole, because we were through the trauma and abuse and being brought into these extremely toxic environments and social standards. We were broken, sort of like a puzzle, just scattered, all these pieces scattered everywhere. And the healing process is us picking up our pieces and healing and putting them together and figuring out our shit, And again, everything along the way is going to distract you, when people find out that you're healing, when people find out that you're you're taking personal responsibility, that you're being disciplined, they're going to, again, do everything. The matrix is going to work through unhealed people to prevent you from healing, to bring you back into the fold of the drama and the stage show of this illusion, because we were meant to play a part. The Matrix has us playing a part, as a character, which is the ego, which is through the ego. Because your soul, when your soul is driving this avatar, you are not a part of this illusion. You are not a part of this game. You are not a part of propagating and perpetuating the madness that we live in, of the society that we live in. You're not in love. See, the whole thing about being caught up in this system is the Matrix has us in love with the drama. And that's why we have nostalgia. That's why we cling to these so-called relationships, these toxic relationships with our so-called family and friends who are just birds of a feather or crabs in a barrel and holding us down. I'm a master troubleshooter for roofs. I have been doing it for almost 20 years now. And, so I'm used to getting down to the root of problem. When I search for a leak, I have to, see what caused that leak. I have to trace that leak from the inside of the house to the outside of the house. I have to research. I have to inspect. I have to take my time. I have to use my intuition. I have to build off my past experiences. And that's what each one of us need to do in our healing is we need to be our own expert, We've spent our whole lives relying and leaning on the other people, experts, doctors, people with degrees, people with paper diplomas and propped up social standings to tell us what we need in order to heal, in order to fix the problem we're having. These people are just, again, they aren't there for your best interest, whether they're doctors, yoga teachers, whatever they may be. They aren't there for your best interest. They are there for their interest. They make money. That's how they support themselves. That's how they keep their game going. That's how they afford their bread in circuses. That's how they are able to enjoy the pleasures of this illusion that we live in. So we can't be giving when we're having these issues, we can't be giving our solutions over and letting someone else troubleshoot our lives. This is something we must do for ourselves. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there real quick this morning. But it really is, to heal is to make whole. That's what healing is. So if you have to heal, if you feel that there's healing that needs to be done, that means you're broken. And putting a Band-Aid on it by, taking a magic pill or thinking you're going to eat some magic fruit that's going to make everything better, or, getting some exercise, or, it's not going to work. This is a whole system process, guys, to heal, to make whole again. And the first step in that process is tracing back and figuring out what made it broken in the first place. And again, it goes all the way back to birth. It goes back to it goes before birth. It goes to the fact that your parents probably had you because they were broken, because they never experienced love in their life. They wanted something to love. They wanted to do it better than their parents. They wanted to prove to their parents that they could be a better parent than their parents were. They were missing something, so they brought another human into this world. They wanted, for the financial aspect of it, for all kinds of different reasons, just not for the right reason. So, that's when this whole thing starts, through the trauma and abuse of being conceived as, a solution to the problems of an adult, bringing a child into this world, an innocent being that can't even protect itself. And then, after that child being born, propping themselves up as the master of that innocent life, the unhealed, traumatized, abused master of that unhealed life, of that innocent life, and proceeding to think it is that the parent is going to teach and make things better for this new life, when they don't even know. They never took the time or attention for themselves to heal themselves and figure out what the whole problem was in the first place. So it's a mess. We have generations of fucking just mess. So, also that's something else to consider. When you start healing, you're not if you have which we all do, fucked up generations of just fucked up family members and characters in this play, you are taking on generations of trauma and abuse. You're not just going to be healing just yours. You are going, because as you heal things, you get clarity, and as you get clear, you start seeing issues. You see where all these emotions in people are coming. You see where all these excuses in people are coming from. You see where all this pain's coming from. So it can be overwhelming at times. And just know that it's not all you. All of it isn't just on you. You are healing your generations of your family. If you're doing this properly and doing this as a whole system, and you've had to cut your family off and friends off, and you've had to cut everybody negative out of your life, and everybody who's just stuck and who just is in love with the drama and the play and the whole scheme of this matrix, then you are doing the hard work. You are doing the troubleshooting. You are taking the time and attention to fix this. And when you do, because we're all connected, and you're going to figure out that, oh my God, you're going to get feelings, you're going to get emotions, you're going to work through things, you're going to process things in your mind, and you're going to realize that that, you know, you're dealing with not only your own shit, but those around you and those who have been called your family your whole life. And even your friends as well, if you're very close with friends. I mean, if, you know, I'm very, you know, I'm an INFJ supposedly through the personality classification system, the Briggs-Myers test. So I'm very in touch, very in tune, but I think we all are. I think we just, those who aren't in touch, you know, so much emotionally are capable and able of being in touch in those ways. It's just they have, you know, through the abuse and the trauma, have shut themselves down and not allowed themselves to feel those things, or at least not admit that they feel those things, because it's extremely uncomfortable. You know, it's extremely uncomfortable to look around and say, oh my God, everything's fucked up, and realize how how deep this goes, and how bad it is, and how many of your family members have died or are about to die, you know, never having healed. And what was their life even worth? Why did they even live? And how miserable of a life that must be, and to go 80 years, 60 years on this earth, and to have only lived to pleasure your fleshly desires and not address the true issues and what makes us a human. You know, it's sad. It's very sad. I was telling my son the other day how I just lost my train of thought out of nowhere. What was I telling him? Oh, we were having a long conversation, another great conversation, and I was just telling him that it's so extremely sad that you know, I look back now and I realized my whole life was for nothing. Like, I lived 43 years, 42 years for nothing until I started this healing journey. This has been the only thing that has had any kind of worth in my life. And I mean, I've owned, you know, I own 2 businesses. I was in the military. I was married twice. I have 3 kids. I mean, you know, I've ran the gauntlet of this. I ran the gauntlet of this grand play that the Matrix has, this grand drama that we're all a part of, until we decide to detach, and it leaves you empty inside. It leaves you hurt. It leaves you empty, and it's just sad, you know. The reason that came up was, you know, I was just explaining to him. I was like, man, these conversations I have with you and with Gwen and the, you know, Sammy and Aiden. I mean, these are the only conversations in my life. These conversations are the only thing that are worth anything to me, looking back on my whole entire life. So, you know, what we do matters, guys. Everything we do matters, and that's how they fooled us. That's how they tricked us. That's how we've gotten into such a mess, is just by ignoring all these symptoms of disease and not taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So, you know, be your own expert, be your own troubleshooter, prove to yourself that you're worth it. Take the time. Take the time for yourself, and give yourself the attention. Prove to yourself that you're worth it. Prove to yourself that you love yourself. Prove to yourself that you want to make a change. Prove to yourself that you're tired of hurting. Prove to yourself that you want to heal. Prove to yourself that you can do these things by taking that time and attention for yourself, instead of, you know, hurting and finding every distraction, whether it be drugs, sex, alcohol, entertainment, you know, and giving that time and attention to those things that actually contribute towards your abuse and trauma. Take that back. Take your power back. You can do this, man. You're the only one that can do it. A doctor's not going to do it for you. A psychologist, psychiatrist, they certainly aren't going to do it for you. You know, a guru, a healer, a pastor, they certainly aren't going to do it for you. You can't be on your healing journey and rely and lean on these unhealed people, these people who have found their spot in this grand play and are, you know, making their money off of healing you. Because they're not going to heal you. Think about that, guys. They're not going to. Why would somebody who makes their money off of healing people actually heal anybody? They're not going to, even if they want to, even they come across as loving and kind and nice and goal-oriented and people are not, there's nobody out there in a profession that makes money in healing, air tags healing, that is actually going to heal you. Because think about it, if they healed you, then where's their money going to come from? How are they going to continue making money and living in this and affording their breads and circuses and their distractions for themselves? You know, I mean, unless your healer lives in a hut in the woods and is taking, you know, payment by hugs and well wishes, I mean, I just would not rely on the, you know, I wouldn't rely on anybody other than yourself. I mean, because everybody's going to be a distraction. Everybody's going to pull you away from, like I said in my other video, the yoga teacher is going to fucking tell you yoga is the whole solution to your problems. You know, the chiropractor is going to tell you chiropractic is the whole solution to your problems. They're all going to be that roadblock in your healing. And by going to all these so-called experts, you're just delaying the inevitable. If you are really, you know, giving up all of this bullshit and you know, tired of it and want to finally figure things out and heal and take care of things and make a true change for yourself, you're not, you know, and you're going to other people, you're just delaying it. You're delaying the inevitable. This is very uncomfortable. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And again, the only thing worth doing. So yeah, be your own master, be your own troubleshooter, be your own expert, be your own teacher, rely on yourself, you know, lean onto your own intuition, your own understanding, your own knowledge. You're all powerful. This is how we were born, with all the power, all the knowledge, all the empathy. Everything we need is inside of us, and we've just been beaten down our whole lives and put on these programmings telling us that we are everything other than that. You are courageous enough. You are strong enough. You are definitely intelligent enough. You just have to learn how to trust yourself. And this grand play, you know, requires you to not have that trust in yourself, because if everybody did, then this whole scheme would fall apart. This whole illusion would fall apart, because it relies on the intermingling of us and us not pulling our true authenticity. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, everybody have a good day. Take care of yourself, because nobody else is going to.